On the top row, we have the sounds E, I, U, and oo. With all these sounds, the mouth is almost closed, and the sound is made at the top of the mouth. That's why they're on the top row. On the second row, we have the sounds E, and O. Now the mouth is a little more open, and it feels like the sounds come straight out through the middle of the mouth. That's why they're on the middle row. On the bottom row, we have the sounds A, Ah, and O. To make these sounds, our mouth should be almost wide open, and it feels like the sound is coming from the bottom of the mouth, and that's why they're on the bottom row. The columns are also important because they give us an idea of the position of our tongue. With the left column, the tongue is at the front. E, A. Moving back a little, I, and A. Back a little more, U, A. And now finally at the back, oo, O. The second indication is physical. And as we go through these sounds, you need to think about these three questions. Is your mouth open, closed, or in the middle? What's the position of your tongue? And what shape are your lips? For the sounds on the top row, the mouth is almost closed. E, I, U, and oo. For the sounds on the bottom row, the mouth is almost wide open. A, Ah, and O. For the sounds on the left, our tongue is near our front teeth. E, and A. But when we get to the right, our tongue has moved back. Oo, O, and O. Let's look at some example words for each sound. E, as in me, these, need, and be. I, as in with, this, if, and think. U, as in put, would, look, and woman. Oo, as in to, you, new, and who. Do you see how the position on the chart relates to where the sound comes from? On the second row, our mouth is now open a little bit more. E, as in get, when, well, and very. U, as in the, about, could, and us. As in her, work, learn, and word. Or, as in or, also, more, and call. Now, let's look at the bottom row, where our mouth should be almost wide open. A, as in have, that, as, and can. As in but, up, one, and much. As in start, ask, large, and after. as in of, on, from, and not. So that's all the single vowels. Obviously there are a lot more.
E, I. Let's look at ear. This is a combination of I and but it's pronounced within one syllable, ear. The main physical difference between the sounds on the top row and the sounds on the second row is that your mouth should be a little more open for the second row sounds. So as you say ear, your mouth should open a little bit, starting on the I and finishing on the ear. As in the words year, here, and really. Let's look at the next one. This is a combination of U and Ua. Again, your mouth should open a little as you go from the first sound to the second sound, starting on the U and finishing on the Ua. As in the words hour, power, and during. Now we have a combination of and air. This time both the vowels are on the same row, so the mouth doesn't open or close. The main difference is the shape of our lips and the origin of our sound in our throat, starting on the and finishing on the air. As in the words there, where, and parent. Moving on to the second column, now each sound ends with the vowel sound I or E, because sometimes it is the longer E sound. In reality, it's kind of somewhere in between the two, it just depends on the word. When we say the diphthong sounds in isolation, we normally use the longer form. A, oi, and I. The first sound is A, which is a combination of and I, or E. This time we need to close our mouths a little as we say the sound, starting on the and finishing on the I or E, A. As in the words they, say, and make. The next sound is oi. This is a combination of O and I or E. They're on different rows again, but the shape of our lips and the position of our tongue also change a lot because we're going from the right all the way to the left, going from rounded lips to unrounded, starting on the O and finishing on the I or E, oi. As in the words point, boy, and oil. The next sound is I, which is a combination of R and I or E. Now we're going from the bottom row to the top. So our mouths start wide open and closes as we say the sound. I. Starting on the R and finishing on the E, I. As in the words I, buy, and time. The next sound is O. This is a combination of U and U or oo. The main difference here is the shape of the lips, rounding a little as we say the sound. O. Starting on the U and finishing on the U or oo. O. as in the words go, no, and only. The next sound is ow. This is a combination of a and or oo. Now our mouth is closing and the shape of the lips is changing at the same time, rounding a little as we say the sound. Ow. Starting on the a and finishing on the or oo. Ow. As in the words out, how, and down. So, that's all the diphthong sounds. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this useful. Let's look